Veggie, incroyable photo. Regarde le crapaud. Hop, une fois.
Good afternoon from Alentejo, Portugal. I hope you're all doing really well and that you had a nice week. We had a lovely week. We finally got out of temperatures under 0 at night, and they've warmed up quite a bit, so it's nice because we don't have to do fires anymore at night. And yeah, it's just, there's kind of just this overall sense of spring is coming in the air. And I don't know about you, but whenever there's that feeling, there's also a feeling of hope and kind of an energetic uplift, which, I mean, who doesn't like that? So if you haven't felt that yet, I hope that it's on its way for you. We also had our first bit of rain. We haven't had rain for a while, so that felt nice for the land to get some water for all the trees that we've planted, to get a little extra water for the soil on our garden to get some water. We also welcomed 2 new family members who you'll meet later, and we worked a lot on our garden. We're really excited because this year it will be our first year planting spring and summer vegetables and fruits. When we moved in last year, we were past the time that we could start planting, plus we weren't set up. So it's just really exciting to know that we're getting into the biggest growing part of the year, and it's kind of like an experiment for us. We'll see what works and what doesn't, and yeah, we've never grown as much as we're going to. We've done like small plots on, like the last place we lived, we had a garden, and so we like made a little veggie bed, but this is a much different scale here. So we'll see how that goes, and it's exciting. What else, Jack? Huh? Yeah? This week we worked a lot on kind of finishing the different beds that we're making, and we planted a little bit more, and also made a little like sun shape with more stuff that we're gonna grow. How about I take you over and I'll show you what we're up to in the garden. So when we moved in, we set up a temporary garden space for fall veggies. We had, when the excavator came to dig out the lake, he brought up all the soil onto the orta, and then we had him make 2 little kind of temporary ortas because we didn't want to plant everything on the one that we were going to do for all of our, the majority of our fruits or for our veggies. But we didn't want to do it before we had the borehole guy come because we didn't want his big truck to drive over stuff that we had just planted. So we decided we wouldn't plant in the orta until the borehole was drilled. This spot, and make this a little temporary garden space. Right now it doesn't look great because it's at the end, but we grew broccoli. Some of them are going to flower so we can collect the seeds. And the other ones, they have broccolini growing on from the main shoot. We cut the main shoot, and then from that, more little broccolini grow, which is super, super cool. And we grew 2 different kinds of cabbages, cauliflower, and then John planted 1 lemon tree and 4 orange trees here. So that's that one. I think soon I'm going to take out all of the remains of the cabbages and put some fresh dirt on it, and then maybe plant either some medicinal herbs or potatoes. I haven't quite decided yet. So as we mentioned last time, we had the guy who did our lake terrace this side closest to the house, and on this side, it's pretty overgrown at this point. But down the middle, I planted red chard and rainbow chard. Then along the sides, it's not there anymore because it's done, but along the sides we did black radish, which turns out is delicious and one of our favorite new vegetables, and we're planting more of it right now. Carrots, beets, and I feel like there was, oh, and spinach. So that's what we planted there. All of these yellow flowers here are from seeds that we dispersed and we didn't quite know what they were. It was like a spring seed thing, and they are turnips. And then that way, more of just random seeds that turned into these beautiful yellow flowers and turnips. And then along the lake here, we are setting up our vines. So John first set up all those poles with the wire to kind of be a fence and to support the vines. And then show you. Hey, Jackie boy. And then at the very front, we planted one rose. And then, yeah, you can see that we planted all of these grapes, which our neighbor was super kind and gave us. Some of them are starting to have buds on them. So now I'll take you over and show you where the orta will be and where we've started planting a few things. Here it is. We measured out and made 6 long rectangular beds. What's that stick for?
It's our fencing against wild boars.
Okay, good. Yeah. Create these 6 beds that we did. And then that's the borehole. So once we have enough money, we're going to get a pump to pump out the water and also set up piping that will bring that water to the house, and then also set up a filtration system so that we can drink that water. In this area, we have planted an elderberry. There is a mulberry that had the most beautiful leaves and now has nothing because of the last cold spell. Then in this area around the elderberry, we're doing kind of a sun shape of lines of things that we're going to plant. We're going to plant more kind of things that take up a lot of space, like courgette and pumpkins and watermelon. butternut squash, things like that. Down the middle, we could do onion. What do you think? Yeah. We could do like
White ones. Let's see if there's a little version.
first bed. In this bed, we planted fava beans, and down the center, borage. Then in this one, in the center, we have garlic, which is really cool because the garlic is going really well. And on the sides, I planted potatoes. Oh, cool. It looks like one is sprouting up. A bunch had sprouted up, and then again with the cold spell, everything kind of died. So I probably need to add more potatoes to this one. So this one's going to be for tomatoes, and we just started the seeds in egg cartons. We'll see if that works. If not, we'll buy ones that have already kind of been started up. We don't have a greenhouse, so I just use egg cartons to start my seeds. I've done it before and it was worked, so we'll see what works this year. This one, we planted carrots and black radish. And this one, we did two different kinds of courgette in the front. We did a round one and the traditional kind of longer one. Zucchini, for those of you who don't call it courgette. And then in the back, we did 2 butternut and 2 acorn squash on each side. And then in this bed, this is the bed for the peas. And down the center of this one, I planted lemon balm. Yep, voila. And then over here, I planted some physalis in here. We'll see if that works. And a bunch of flowers. We also have some strawberries. And this is a project that John's been working on. So what's under that tarp, John?
It's one of the latest little projects.
Yeah.
It's basically the trunk of a fig tree. Felt it could be a nice bench. So now we're just working on it because it can look beautiful. So I've started to take the bark off the tree. So there's just a little bit left here and here. And then I want to sand it and varnish it to make it like a nice bench. But it's the first time we do anything like that. So if you have any suggestions on how to make it nice and how to make sure it lasts with time, with the rain and the heat, that would be good.
Are you gonna do any whittling?
Any what?
Whittling?
What's whittling?
You know, like whittle some designs or shapes or
I don't think.
Intricate faces onto it?
I don't think, because it just looks great. Wow.
Oh, nothing like nature's comfort.
looks everything but comfy.
So we have the 6 beds here, and then along here we did roses. We did 2 sprigs in each of these little rectangles that our friends gave us kindly. And in between each of the roses, I planted something different. So in this one, I did oregano. In this one, I did rucola. In this one, I did thyme. In this one, I did spinach. In this one, I replanted this rosemary. And then in this one, I did cayenne pepper. then John's building kind of a rock wall, and then we're gonna plant bushy kind of fruits. So raspberries and blueberries, gonna try out goji berries, stuff like that. So the plan is that we have our beds along this side, and then down the middle, we want to do a trellis and have climbing plants, hanging plants, just kind of like a vertical garden situation. And by the borehole, we hope to build out like kind of like a table-y shelf thing where we can cut veggies, or we could dry herbs, and then with a sink attached so we can wash our hands and stuff. And then on the other side of the borehole, right now, as you can see, we just use pallets to kind of sit and have a snack and look out over the lake, but eventually we'll find a table that looks nice there. So yeah, we'll have the trellis coming all the way down here, and then maybe even kind of go out that way. We have trees that we planted on this first terrace, and then the second terrace we have the lines for the grapes, and at the very end we put a passion fruit. John has also set up all of these around all the trees so that it holds on to as much water as possible when we have rainfall. So this, since we're on a slope, when it rains, it directs the water into that tree. And yeah, I think the plan is to keep making more of those to direct the rainwater so it doesn't just all go straight down to the lake.
That's our pink lady.
Okay.
It's the one who showed first signs of life after we planted all the fruit trees.
Nice.
With this tiny leaf. Hasn't been growing much the last few days, but now that the weather is getting a bit warmer, I think it's gonna do well.
Right here is a carob tree.
Yeah, it's not doing great, this one.
No? Why do you say that?
But just the leaves look sick.
Mm.
I mean, it was more or less like that when we bought it, and that's why it was cheap.
That is what?
That was another apple tree.
Apple tree?
That's Fuji.
Fuji, our favorite. And this one?
This is nectarine.
Nectarine.
We have two nectarines, this one and the one there.
I really like how you've made these barriers to say, like, collect water in it. Keep the water there for the trees. Good job.
It's because our soil is so bad. When it turns into clay, you water and just the water doesn't infiltrate at all. Everything runs off. So by doing this, we call them piscine. We do like little swimming pools for the trees. That way when we water them, all the water soaks in and actually water the tree. Otherwise nothing goes to the tree. And that was nectarine as well. That's the second one. And then we have two more kaki persimmon. That's kaki, and the other one is there. So we have 4 kaki to mow with 2 different kinds, 2 different varieties.
And then over there, oh, 2 partridges just took off.
That's raspberry. No sign of
Yeah,
life
nothing has really
yet.
happened.
Didn't change at all. Whereas this one,
Oh, it has a few buds.
yeah, this one is really taken off.
I hadn't checked on this one in a while.
Yeah. It's just recently, in just a couple of days, it all changed. Like tons of
I
buds.
can't zoom in on them for some reason.
Like this one.
So we're gonna go check on the plum trees that John planted now.
This tree didn't work. I don't know who took it down.
This is one of the plums?
Yeah.
One of the plums.
You can
And
see.
it's starting to have some life. So cool.
And this one is even better. This one is like...
Oh wow. How cute. And then there is an almond tree that we planted. Huh?
That's what I think.
John just trimmed all this. There's another one right down there. So here's our other peach tree. It has many more buds since last time I came to see it. And then to the other side of the house we have this little place. And what I'd like to do is grow a big thing of chamomile, a big thing of echinacea, and a big thing of hyssop, which are medicinal herbs. And then over here, we tried to grow lettuce in there, but I don't think it got enough sun and they didn't really like it. I haven't decided what we'll try in there next. Maybe just flowers, maybe some medicinal herbs, maybe some things that like shade. So what'd you get today?
We got wheat.
What's
But-
the wheat for?
For chickens. We had 2 chickens, 2 hens.
Oh. And why'd you choose that wheat?
Got this at the local agricultural shop in the village. They have different kinds of cereals and wheat and everything, but they are almost all GMOs cereals. So this one is the only one that they have that is not, and that is grown without pesticides, and it's from this area, like super close out of the village. So
Nice.
pretty good, and it's 30 kilos for 14 euros.
Okay.
So not too bad compared to the other ones either.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Good choice.
really cool.
Is everyone ready for an unboxing?
We're not gonna.
No, we're not gonna
stuff,
unbox here.
But so we'll have to set up a roosting bar for them, and probably lay some hay, the hay that we have, on the ground, so that it's more comfortable for them and easier to clean.
Oh, look who's here to welcome the hens. Hi, Panda.
We need to clean a bit what's
Oh, yeah.
outside.
Oh. Hey, Panda. How's it going, girl?
Let's see if it's a good length for them or not. Oh, parfait! C'est parfait!
Nice.
C'est parfait! Voila. And then I would just lay the hay there and done.
Yeah, lay it like all over, right?
all over that.